Hi, I'm Darius Williams. I'm born and bred in the great second city, Chicago. It's where I first learned I had a passion for food. As great as the city was, I wanted more, so I set out for the Big Apple. That's right, New York City. I've been here for a few years, cooking, learning, and developing all my recipes. My philosophy is simple. I make great food with familiar ingredients and present them in brand new ways. And here's my rule. It's gotta be simple, delicious, easy, and just good food. Here's what we're in for today. So, I was having a conversation with a friend and I told him, hey, I think I want an apple tree. He's like, what? An apple tree? I'm like, listen, don't judge me. So that got me to thinking about what kinds of recipes I could create where I could introduce apples in brand new ways. And today's recipes accomplish that feat with no problem at all. We start with my cider and herb roasted chicken thighs. Juicy and flavorful chicken thighs soaked in an apple cider and salt brine for as long as they can. Then they get drained, pat dry, and we tuck fresh herbs under the skin. A good dusting of salt, pepper, garlic powder, and a little olive oil, and they're ready to roast in the oven. While the chicken thighs roast, we throw together a quick corn salad with radishes, and for extra crunch, you guessed it, apples. The dressing is a simple apple cider and mustard vinaigrette that's just as sweet as it is tasty. And of course, everything we do, you know, it's gotta be simple, delicious, easy, and just good food. So let's get started. Apples, right? Let's talk about different ways we can really hang out and cook with apples. So I've got some chicken thighs, one of those like jumbo packs down at the grocery store. Get them when they're on sale, take them, and you know what you should do with them is freeze a couple of them, and then you could use the rest of them for this recipe, all right? So in goes apple cider. Apple cider is great. It's gonna break down the tissues. It's gonna be really good. Now, I'm throwing in a lot of salt because you really want this brine to really get into the flesh and the meat of the chicken and be really good. I could already see the comments coming. I know you're saying, Darius, too much salt. It's not too much salt because this is really gonna get in here and soak down and really get this chicken going, all right? So listen, I've got chicken thighs with the bone in and skin on because we are doing some roasting, all right? I'm gonna let these hang out as long as you can. If you can let them go for 24 hours, let them go for 24 hours, 48 hours, even better, all right? So this is apple cider and herb roasted. So I've got a bunch of fresh herbs, right? So I've got some parsley, some cilantro, I've got some marjoram, some lemon balm, some chives. You know, I got a garden, grow it out back. So in here, you can put sort of whatever you want in terms of your favorite herbs. Make sure they're fresh, because what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna take these herbs, chop them up as I'm doing now, and these herbs are gonna go under the skin of the chicken, right? So it's really gonna give us really great flavor. So you think about the fresh herbiness that these herbs are gonna give, that sort of freshness that herbs release themselves of, and the oils that are gonna go down. And then also, you talk about it sitting in this apple cider and this salt brine. So it's really gonna give us a really great tasting chicken, all right? So I've got some that's already done, but what I wanna do is I at least wanna show you the process, all right? So here are all the herbs. I'm gonna use the cast iron. So I'm gonna do one, and then we'll move on with the rest of the recipe, all right? So listen, here's a chicken thigh, right? So I'm gonna put one in here, just like that. Once these have had a really great time to hang out and soak, I wanna pat these dry, right? Because I want these to roast, not steam. So by patting this dry, this really allows me to really let the moisture go away and the heat to really grab a hold and really get it, all right? So I'm doing just one, just showing you the process, all right? All right, so under the skin of our chicken thigh, let's make a little pocket, let's get under there. Let's take some of these herbs, some of this herb mixture, and this goes right inside, just like that. So essentially what we're doing is we're stuffing the inside of our breast, all right? Thigh. Breasts work too, but these are chicken thighs. We're gonna stuff them, all right? And then, right on top, I'm gonna do a little salt, a little bit of pepper, obviously, and then some garlic powder, granulated garlic, because I like what that does, all right? It's a little salt, not too much, because we definitely have salt really going on in our brine, and a little of that, all right? And then a little drizzle of olive oil, right? Just like that. All right, and then like I said, our oven is already preheated to 400 degrees. These go in, these roast for about 25 minutes, and they're going to be all good. All right, so that's the process for the chicken thighs. And again, I've got some already working out for us, all right? So while that's going, let's talk about a corn and radish salad, all right? So I'm pouring in frozen corn. Hello, who knew we could use frozen corn? A total shortcut, all right? DariusCooks.com approved, all right? Here's a corn, all right? Now, to this, I gotta add some crunch. I'm gonna get radishes chopped up to go in, and your favorite apple. I'm using Gala. I'm gonna get these chopped to get these going in as well. All right, there we have it. We have our corn, we have our radishes, we have our apples. And I think we need a bigger bowl. So everything gets dumped to the bigger bowl, right? Total do-ahead. I mean, oh my gosh, how great is this gonna be? And we're gonna do a dressing of, you guessed it, apple cider vinegar, all right? So into a bowl, I've got a little sugar, because we do want to offset the balance of the vinaigrette slightly with a little bit of sugar, so that goes in. All right, I'm going to dump in our vinegar, just like that. All right, I've got some mustard, right? Because you've got vinegar, you've got oil, which is essentially oil and water, and you need something to help emulsify it. So I'm going to throw in some of the stone ground mustard, a little bit of that's gonna go in, all right? And then with any vinaigrette, you gotta season it, because I don't know where you get your vinaigrette from, but where I get mine from, it doesn't come seasoned. So there's some salt, and then there's some pepper. Remember those herbs that we put into the chicken, under the skin of the chicken? I've got some left over, dumping it right into our salad. So it's gonna fleck through and look amazing, all right? So I'm gonna stir this up a little bit. This is our apple cider vinaigrette with the mustard, and I've got some olive oil here. And as I stir, I'm gonna drizzle in just like this. Look at that. Oh yeah. It's gonna get thick and juicy. And as this sits with that corn and those radishes and the apples, some of the sugars are gonna sort of break down and come out and be really, really, really good with this salad. This is a salad that can stick around in the fridge for a couple of days, but it's so good, it won't even last, all right? Here we go, just right in, just like that. An amazing dressing, all right? I'm gonna give this a good stir. And I'm using frozen corn, your favorite apples, some radishes for crunch, and some of those herbs. Now tell me that this don't look amazing. Look at this. This looks so good. And again, as long as it sits, the better it's going to taste. So this is one of those things you can do at like buffets and barbecues and the whole bit. All right? Speaking of barbecues and the whole bit and buffets, remember that chicken? I said I had one done. I didn't lie. I did. And here it goes. All right? Nice and roasted up. The top with that olive oil has given us some super, super crispy skin. Do you hear it? All right? So I'm gonna go in for a taste, obviously, and look right underneath the skin. I'm gonna see if I can get you some of those. Look at that. Those herbs have cooked up and have cooked down nicely. Oh, this is hot. I'm gonna get some. Oh boy. And this is set in that apple cider, so this is gonna be super tender. Let's see. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You gotta do this, right? Oh my God. So much flavor out of chicken thighs. Who knew? All right. So for a little salad with the apples, the radishes, I'm gonna get a bite of everything. Oh yeah. Perfect. You gotta give this a try. Those herbs come through so great. It's bright because of the apple cider. And there's the crunch of the apple. This is a great summer salad with frozen corn. Who knew? Recipes so simple, so amazing. You have got to give them a try. There at my website, it's www.dariuscooks.com. 2 things I gotta tell you. You gotta listen, I gotta tell you 2 things. Food is my life. Life is my food. Until next time, I wanna wish you happy cooking. From my heart to yours.